Hi friends, I'm Whitney and this is Come Home for Comfort. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my living room as always. I'm glad to have you here on my channel. Today's video was inspired by an email that I got from someone who I think reads my blog. I think that's where the inspiration for her question came from. And I thought it would be a really great idea to make a video around how I responded to that email. So let me read you what she said in her email. Let's see. One thing I've noticed is that your home is beautifully put together. Thank you. But it looks like you've done it one piece at a time based on what you love and what you have. I would love to know more about this because it's something I really struggle with. And I loved her email because I feel her. I know exactly what that feels like to want to put together a beautiful home, to not have a large budget, and to not really know how to go about putting together a beautiful home because she is not alone. I know that so many women struggle with being able to put together and decorate a home that they love. I worked for about a year at a high-end retail store that sold home decor. They sold home interiors and furniture and drapes and fabric and all that kind of stuff. And women would come in all the time with questions ranging from how do I decorate my coffee table, what do I put together to make it look pretty, what do I put on my mantle, to I have an entire room that's empty and I need help putting furniture in that room. We all can be a little overwhelmed by how difficult it is to decorate a space, a home, a room, whatever it is that you have that you call your own. So I want to talk about that today, and I want to talk about the difference between a professionally decorated home and a home that you have decorated yourself gradually over the years, whether by your choice or by just the fact that you don't have a lot of money, which has always been my case. So, and I want to talk about that by giving an example. Several years ago, I got to tour a gorgeous home. It was one of those homes that you see it being built and you know it's going to be incredible. You know that the people that live there have a lot of money, that they're well off, and so once it's done, you're like, I would just love to go inside and see. And I got to tour this gorgeous home. I don't know how much it cost, but it's a big deal. It was such a large home, they had to like build its own access road from the road because it was just a big deal. Anyway, so I got to tour it, and when you walk in to the front of the home, it has the open living space, the spiral staircase was just breathtaking. It was a beautiful home, but I could tell immediately that it had been professionally decorated. Everything in the whole open living area was just perfectly coordinated. There were large pieces of artwork on the wall, and even down to the fact that I worked in this high-end home decor store, I recognized the cords that go from the lamp into the wall were covered with coordinating cord covers so that you don't see any ugly cords in the room. It's all decorative pieces. It's very, very beautiful, and there is nothing wrong with that at all. I have a lot of respect. I love looking at magazines and people that have like Instagram worthy, Pinterest perfect homes. I love that, and I get a lot of my inspiration from those kind of homes, but that's not the kind of home that I personally want for myself. That home is gorgeous and I enjoyed walking around in it. But what I thought was interesting was after we finished touring the beautiful parts of the home, the walk-in closets and the perfectly decorated master bedroom with the balcony and the pond, and I mean the water feature, all that, it was incredible. The wife took us into this little room that was like a bonus room kind of by the attic. It was like, you know, the west wing of their house or whatever. And we walked in, and the feel of the room was so different than the rest of her house. It was cozy. It felt a lot like the homeowner. She's a very southern kind of country, down-to-earth, very comfortable person, and that's how the room felt. It was just so cozy, and she began to show in this room that was like way off of the main living space all these pieces that she had collected over the years, things that belonged to her children when they were small, things that were precious to her. That room told her story. Her beautiful home was beautiful, the living area was gorgeous, but it did not tell her story. And me personally, I want a home that tells my story. And you're able to do that when you pick up things throughout the years just as you're able, as you have a little bit of cash here and there. And that's the kind of home that I want. So if that's the kind of home that you want, I'm going to tell you how to do that in this video. So for me, as I mentioned earlier, the reason that I buy things a little bit at a time and I've never decorated a whole room at once is because I've never had a large budget. I've always lived very simply, just by necessity. I've never had anything other than a cash budget, very small cash budget to live off of, much less to decorate from. Oh, there's Peggy. This also tells my story. I'm a cat lady, and there's my cat. Oh, how perfect. She's going to be in the video. So I have always just had to pick up things as I could. So when we bought this house 5 years ago, I just began to purchase things that I would see at Target, at Hobby Lobby, at TJ Maxx, on the clearance end caps, things that I thought were pretty that spoke to me. And that is what I think is really helpful when you decorate a home on your own. You know what you like. You may not know what is in style, you may not know what looks good together, but you do know what you like. So if you see something and you like it, pick it up. If it's a good deal, I buy things that are like $10 or less, and then when I need something to fill in a space, I go to my collection, pick out something that I want, and I put it in that space. I don't just buy things when I have a spot for them, because that's not how I decorate. I just buy stuff. I don't have a ton of stuff, but I do have quite a few small pieces I've collected over the years, and that's just my method. That's what works for me. I just pick up things when I see them, and then when I need them, I put them in. Like, for instance, this little vignette here, none of those things were purchased on purpose to go right there. I just saw them at Target, at an antique store, Hobby Lobby, and just decided, I like that, I'm gonna buy it, and it wound up there. Something else that is important to know about my home is that I have never purchased a large piece of furniture. Everything I have is hand-me-downs or things that they've all been given to me. The bed in our master bedroom is a Sleep Number bed that we purchased when we bought this house. That's it. And that's not really furniture, that's like a necessity, like our fridge, right? My couches, my dining room table, the piano that we have, all of that was either made for me by my grandfather when I was like in high school, or it has been given to me by our family or by people that were moving and just didn't want their piano, or that kind of thing. It's all been things that we have been given to us. So we've had a very really small budget for furniture. And so right now, this couch that I'm sitting on, I was tempted to film this somewhere else because this couch is looking really ugly, but I thought, no, that's the point of this video, is to show you what I do with making my home my own on the budget that I have. This couch, underneath this cover, is a really old, really ugly couch. This cover is about 7 years old, and it is really looking really gross. It's old, it's pilled, it's just looking bad. But I detract from the ugly pieces by other pretty things. So this wall behind me, beautiful things that I love, the pillows, the lamps, all the things on the wall, lighting candles, making my home cozy, that makes a difference, and it changes my perspective from the couch that I hate to the things that I love. And that's what we have to do in life. There's always things in your life that you don't like. So you have to make your perspective different. Choose to focus on the things that you do love, because you can't always change everything. I would love to have new furniture, and at some point we will replace these pieces, but right now that's not in our budget, and that's okay. I can be all right with that, because there are other beautiful things in my house. And when people walk into my home, nobody ever says, wow, your couches are really ugly. They say, it's so cozy in here, and that's what I'm going for. So I feel like I have been successful in decorating because I get the feel that I want, even though the furniture is really old. So I mentioned earlier that one of the ways that I have decorated is by just buying things that are on sale. I just mentioned that I detract from things that I don't love. I have a blog post that I wrote about what to do when you live in an ugly house. When I was single, and then for a few years after we got married, we lived in a furnished apartment, and the furniture was so ugly. The bones of the house, everything was ugly. So I have a blog post about what I did when I lived in that house, when I had things that weren't even my own, and how I made that a cozy place to live. The other thing that I want to recommend is that you ask for home decor pieces for your birthday, for your anniversary, for Christmas. Ask for those things. So for example, I decided that I wanted to start decorating with a lot of blue and white. So I told my mom, I want to pick up blue and white pieces. That's what I want for my birthday, for Christmas. And so she has begun to buy things for me. The globe that you see back there on my little vignette that I have this is like my entry table here behind the couch. This table is a huge focal point in the whole living space of my home. I really wanted a globe to decorate with. I didn't know for sure that I wanted to put it there, but I knew I wanted a globe for somewhere. So I asked my mom, for Christmas, I would like a small globe about this size, with these colors in it. And she bought that for me. So it helps when you have my mom, because she has really good taste and she buys really cute things. But that's something that I would just say, either ask for gift cards or ask for certain pieces for holidays instead of asking for other things, clothes or whatever. If you really want to focus on making your home beautiful, you got to ask for it for Christmas and for your birthday if you can't afford to buy it all at once, which most of us cannot. And then also, I would encourage you to pick up home decor pieces as souvenirs. So for example, this piece right here, I love this little blue and white pottery piece. It's that little planter that I have a succulent placed in. This is just a faux succulent. I got this at TJ Maxx on our spring road trip vacation. So it doesn't say anything about where we were. It doesn't have the name of the town on it. It's not a tacky souvenir cup. But when I look at this, I remember when we were in Kentucky and we were walking through TJ Maxx and I bought this. So this is my souvenir from our vacation, and it's a home decor piece. So to wrap all this up, when you choose pieces over the years that speak to you, when you build your home slowly, when you choose to change your perspective, you have a home that not only reflects who you are, but it tells your story. I think that's so important when you walk into a home. That's the difference between a house that has been professionally decorated, which again, there is nothing wrong with that. Those houses are beautiful and I love to look at them in magazines. And if you live in one of those houses, good for you, that's awesome. But for me personally, I don't want my home to say perfection. I want my home to say, this is who Whitney is. This is who the Pendles are. When you walk in, you see, I mean, just in this little view that you have here in this video, you can see faith, family, what does that say? Yeah, faith, I forgot. Faith, family, friends. Those are things that are important to us. The Pendles, it has the year that we were married, established 2010. Over here it says, let's stay home. I love being home. It has turquoise. It has a cozy candle. This all, there's a cat here. There's cat hair on the couch. This little vignette, and above it, there's a little sign that says, we love because he first loved us. The gospel, that is a huge part of my story. The fact that God loved me when I was still a sinner, that's a big part of my story. And so even in this little view that you have here of my home, you can see who I am, a part of my story. So I would encourage you, if you want to kind of change the focus in your home and you want to make it cozy or peaceful, really think about making a home that tells your story of who you are. You do that with pictures of your family. You do that with words and phrases that mean things to you. You do that by using your favorite color. That's how you tell a story with your home. And that does not take a lot of money. It does take time to collect those things over the years. But again, that's how memories are made, not all at once. That's how stories are written, not all at once, over time. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any more questions about creating a home that you love, I would love for you to just leave it in the comments down below and I will answer you there. But if it's something that I feel like everyone else would benefit from hearing the answer to, I might do a follow-up video as well. So get thinking about how you can make a home that tells your story, that reflects who you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!